Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 between Burden United and Team Crucial. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Draskell. We're ready to get ourselves into the draft, so let's get us over to that beautiful, beautiful overlay we've got set up. As the teams, they picked up the first two heroes, Burden United. We saw the power of Sing Sing Troll. They're going to be able to snag it again, but this time Team Crucial will deny them the pick of Sniper, taking it for themselves and backing it up with the Earthshaker.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Burden United just go immediate Clockwork here. It's really good against Sniper. It's really good against Shaker. And you've already seen one support that kind of can't do much to Shaker, but they're going to opt for the Queen of Pain instead. Also a solid choice, great laner. I just figured, like, hookshot on Sniper is amazing. Clockwork totally smashes Earthshaker at like every stage in the game until Shaker gets BKB, but they could just have a different game plan going into this particular situation. And it does leave your laning phase a bit more wide open because, say for instance, you have like Troll safe lane, Queen, and middle lane. Those aren't weak by any stretch, right? So you just have this opportunity to pick whatever supports you want. You've already seen a Shaker, so you know that Crucial is not going to have like amazing early game roaming. You can kind of just keep a tight game, go with a game plan that you think is best.
Okay, and the bans, Bruma, the first ban from the side of Burden United. It's one of those heroes that can be involved in a lot of teams' cheese strats, and obviously not knowing a lot about Team Crucial, there is the possibility that they could just bring it out as the final pick, and it's just a hero that's very, very annoying to deal with. Batrider as well, very strong. And the IOPL bans from Team Crucial are the exact same bans that we saw come out from them in the first game, and for reasons that are very apparent. Burden United are very strong with both of those heroes. We're going to see the Vengeful Spirit banned out by Burden United, and they're certainly on the same page as you. They ban out the Clockwork because they realise that hero is going to screw them over a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, he's amazing in this particular meta because every hero is like a turret, if you want to call it that. Like Sniper is the same way, Troll is the same way. Like even Lena late game, you just kind of stand there, you throw out your auto attacks, and you deal damage with BKB on. Like that's what you do. So Clockwork is really good at isolating supports. He can create space during the early game by just being that guy who gets level 6. He's hard to kick off the lane, so he usually gets a good start. Like it's very, very difficult to just say, get out of my lane against a Clockwork or a Spirit Breaker, for example, who Crucial also decides to ban out in this game too. So I like the fact that they take the incentive and they're like, yep, I'm just going to ban these two heroes that clearly they can force really bad situations for us with, and I'm already liking this draft a lot more from Crucial. Yeah,
it definitely seems they're coming in from a lot stronger of a standpoint that they did in the first draft. The ban out there on the Dazzle as well from Burden United, a hero that can save the Sniper in quite a few situations.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Sniper is they're already so far back. Yeah. So you imagine like you're here, and then your Dazzle's here, and then the enemy team is like way over here. It's very difficult to just go from A to B. So Burden United probably say, 2 initiators are already taken out of the pool. Dazzle is a hero who is very difficult to get to because he can play as far back as he wants, and there's a Shaker. So between a Shaker and a Dazzle, the Sniper would be, like you said, he would be very difficult to take down.
These are third pick, from Team Crucial. Now, what do they go for? They've got the Earthshaker, they've got the Sniper. A hero that we haven't actually seen today, but I feel could be strong and fairly good against the Troll Warlord and a team that goes aggressive kind of early on. What about the AA in this situation for Team Crucial? Against the kind of playstyle we're seeing from Burden United.
It can be really nice against those tanky offlaners who kind of need to be forced out of lane really hard. They go with the Witch Doctor, which, I mean, AA is also very good for a number of reasons. One, Assassinate, AA Blast, and Shaker Fissure are all fairly long range. I mean, 2 of which being super long, like Assassinate, and AA Blast is global. So you can line up some really nice pickoffs with that combination, but they're going for more of a lane-dominating support in the Witch Doctor. So I think both have their merits. This one is just a better, not necessarily late-game transition, but he's better against BKBs because the ward goes through BKB, obviously. It's just like it hits you. So I think it's a really solid choice.
Yeah, the Ogre Magi picked up for the second game in a row from Burden United. We did see the plays coming out in the first game. Ogre Magi proving to be as tanky as he is as a hero, and causing a lot of issues for some of the squishier members of Crucial team. But so far with their draft, with the Sniper especially, is very susceptible to the ding-dings coming through from the Ogre.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things when you're playing a lineup like Burden United is we saw a perfect example of what not having initiation can do to you. Like when we saw M5 play that second game against Complexity and their lineup had no way of starting a fight. The difference is, even though Queen is not often seen as like a pure initiator, usually you kind of want to sit on the periphery and throw out your ulti to hit like a lot of targets. You can still do it, or you can just let the troll hit the base like he did last game. Like, Sing was so far ahead that all he did was stand there and just beat on the tier 3 tower, which can be pretty terrifying. And that in of itself is how Burden starts fights. Now, Crucial, they go with a Wraith King pick, which has to mean offlane Shaker, in my opinion. So I think they could offlane the Shaker, they could put the Sniper mid, and then they could have Wraith King, Witch Doctor, and then one more hero on top of that to be in the safe lane. Now, if they want to go for something like maybe Enigma, I think is really solid here for Crucial. Yeah. Because it adds like that extra dynamic of we have a really big teamfight ulti to worry about. And it's also very good against Troll because Troll can't stop that ulti at any stage in the game. It's a massive radius. You have to push high ground into Midnight Pulse. And plus, as it stands right now, Burden United have to pick up either their offlaner or a secondary support right now. So Crucial will have a pretty clear idea if they can punish it or not. And they actually pick Silencers, so much for Enigma. That's not going to work so well.
Absolutely not. Silencer, of course, great against the Witch Doctor when he's trying to get the Death Ward out, and also fairly nice against the Wraith King in the terms of if you're going to start to snowball, you're taking away his intelligence. Suddenly, you're going to be in a lot of situations where it's going to be very hard for the Wraith King to get the Reincarnate off.
Yeah. It's kind of weird that they just picked Silencer because personally, I don't think it's that good against what Crucial have. Yeah. I just think it's nice for being able to stop Death Ward and being able to tell the Shaker, like, he can't blink initiate, for example. Yeah. So you go in during the mid game and you, like, initiate on the Sniper. Having Global is nice to ensure that you can just get the pick for free and then just back out. So that's, like, the one strength of it. But other than that, it's, like, I think it's a pretty meh choice.
I mean, we assume this is going to be a core silencer, or do you think it will be a support? Will they put in mid and put the Queen of Pain in the offlane?
They could do that, actually. Like, a core silencer isn't so bad, but I think against Sniper he still loses because getting into curse range, it means that you're going to be taking a lot of damage, right? Yeah. So you try to curse.
Pretty rubbish armor silence is 0, isn't it, from the start?
Yeah, his edgy gain is 3, so it's actually the highest of any non-agility hero, but his starting armor is not good. So he would, I think he would get punished if he ended up going mid, so we'll see how they decide to use it. The Tusk, though, from Crucial, so they got a lot of stuns, they got a way of forcing engagements, and they have good late game. I still like this draft much better than game number 1.
Okay, yeah. Well, the Tusk is certainly one of those quirky heroes that we do see picked up now and again. Its overall win rate in 6.83 is pretty much just under 50%. And again, so with this situation, you obviously have the snowball again, and if you get the BKB on Tusk, you can take everyone out of the fight when the global silence is out.
Yeah, it's very true. And the thing is, Global doesn't actually deal any damage until you have Aghanims. Yeah. So what you can do is you can just blink in, and then you can snowball either anticipating a Global, or you can have BKB and then BKB after the Global, and then blink in and then help people, which I assume is what you meant. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's got to get the BKB, but BKB, of course, one of the more popular items on someone like a Tusk, very key in allowing him to get off his spells in a team fight. The final bans, they ban out the Centaur. So with the Tusk now, in terms of lanes, I guess you must be right in the sense that it will be the ES off lane and it's going to be a Wraith King core? I guess so. Yeah. I mean, that's really the only option that they have unless they want to try to go aggressive, which against Ogre Troll seems a little bit sketchy. It was
Tetius on the Medusa in the mid lane last game.
Yes.
So, I mean, Wraith King mid?
Well, it's going to be Queen mid, and any combination of these two heroes, maybe if it was Witch Doctor, Wraith King mid, they could contest that lane for sure. But if the Ogre comes mid, I think Queen Ogre just beats like any two heroes that they put together. Maybe if they put Sniper +1, that would be better. Like they could put Sniper Shaker, and I think that would be a good dual lane to send there.
So Storm is going to be played by Paris. Is it going to be an off-lane Storm on his own? I mean, Necroman, the mid-hero, they may play picking up the co-op, and Troll, Sing, of course, yet again. Or do you think it will swap around the roles? Because they're solo off-lane Storm, that's a bit risky, isn't it?
They could just plan on doing a 2-1-2.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best choice, because they have 3 cores, right? So they have the Queen, who might go mid. They have the Troll, who's probably going to get safe lane farm, or Storm, because the Troll is a stronger laner. So they might just send the Troll to the harder lane, which could potentially be the case given his starting items this game. He's got the Ring of Protection, Stout, and Tangos, so that's that's expecting to take a beating starting build.
Right, so yeah, it looks like you're bang on indeed. Sing Sing on the Troll, my nuts on the Ogre, heading down there. Come with me as well for the time being, going there as well. So it is going to be some sort of a quirky, aggressive tri-lane from Burning United. Paris on the mid lane Quap and Necroman on the solo safe lane Storm. And what we're going to see a level 1 smoke straight away from Crucial. Maybe they can find someone up here. And this is actually, if they get this is good awareness because it is a Storm on his own up on the top lane. Looks like they don't want to dive for it. They've kind of changed their mind. And they're going to head down towards the bottom lane. And this smoke is going to get dispelled by Paris on the high ground if they continue moving. They've stopped literally on the edge of it, but now they walk on. You're going to see it with a shrapnel. The blink's going to be there.
That's a fast snowball.
That is a very fast snowball, and this is going to be First Blood going to Crucial. Robbie G9 there, and the snowball with 5 men in at level 1. A Quap blink's not going to get you away from that.
Even a 1300 range blink ain't getting you away from that snowball. Like the movement speed you have with that many heroes inside, it's insane. So.
Oh, the fight might continue. Sing Sing with the first hit bash, but there are 4 members of the side of Crucial going down onto him. The curse coming out will come with me. There's your snowball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in onto Sing Sing. He's getting fairly low. The right click to the shrapnels there. 2 heroes have died in the first 10 seconds of the game. Burning United 2-0 down, and the aggression working out from Crucial. Now they're going to return to their lanes, and we're going to see what they're going to kind of stabilize with for this match. And it looks like it will be this core safe lane farming Wraith King, supported up by the Witch Doctor, mid lane Sniper, of course. And well, up to the top, we see Tusk and Earthshaker heading. Maybe are they going to hang around middle, look for some action? And certainly Tusk is thinking about it. It's a Queen of Pain, and unless you have got the full 5 man, you aren't really going to be able to chase that down with a snowball. But a very strong start for Crucial.
It just shows the potential of a level 1 Tusk. Maybe one of the first or best First Blood heroes in the game, like flat out. So really cool to see him being put to good use here. But with Burning United's tri-lane, I don't think they're going to be able to get any kills, specifically because this Wraith King is totally out of mana. They have a clarity, but it's going to be some time before he's going to be able to use even 1 Wraithfire Blast, and that's a bit concerning. Even if you give away a handful of kills, many pro players will tell you nowadays that the early game doesn't matter a ton unless you get a gigantic advantage from your kills. And I don't necessarily think that Crucial are going to come out from those 2 kills and just be like, oh yeah, we won all of our lanes because of that. The guy who got First Blood was a Witch Doctor, which is like, it's okay, but you would want to give it to like the Sniper or the Wraith King, you know, anybody else, basically, but him.
Indeed. Talking about the Sniper in the mid lane, 5 CS up against the 7 of Quap, so fairly balanced at the moment. Top lane, we are going to see the Earthshaker actually prioritizing to find some farm in this lane, so it is more of a core Earthshaker, and Tusk taking more of a back seat. They're going to find Minuts here. They do have the mana to kind of go in with the Fisher and the Enchant Totem. There's going to be the stun onto Macy KG. We've got Necroman trying to close in on the Storm, but it isn't going to be able to get in range to initiate. And they will scare back the Jewel off lane. Sniper finds himself a regen rune. And bottom lane, how are we seeing the Sing Sing farming on the Troll? Not bad at all for the off-lane Troll. 8 CS at the moment. He is keeping it still far ahead of this safe lane Wraith King.
I mean, it's going to get worse for him because everybody is leaving. Like, the only person here right now is Come With Me, and sure, Silencer Troll isn't a terrible lane by any stretch, and he'll probably be getting a little bit of farm, but I think sooner or later they're going to abandon hope of this top lane. I don't see what having 2 heroes here actually accomplishes unless you're solely looking for the experience. That's the one thing of having a tri-lane is you're going to have to pull, and when you pull, you put yourself at risk of dying. So you can do a 2-1-2 to get a little bit more experience on every hero during the early stages, but if it stays this way, oh, middle lane.
One more peep was all that was needed, but didn't have the shrapnel charge to get the vision onto the high ground. Parrish, very, very lucky there. Bottom lane, Tetchius taking a lot of harassment. Sing Sing and Silencer securing the space for Sing on that Troll to continue to find the superior amount of farm from this bottom lane.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, if the lanes stagnate and this is the laning phase for both teams, I think Burning United come out on top easily because they're going to free farm on 2 cores. The only person who's going to be struggling is going to be Sakshka, and that's because he's playing versus a Sniper, and everybody struggles versus that hero except maybe Viper, I guess, would be one who would do well. But in this case, I would definitely give Burning United the advantage for the foreseeable future, unless this Tusk manages to make some more sick plays happen.
He's at base at the moment. I think he's kind of eyeing up where to go next. He'll go to the bottom lane, top lane. They're trying to go in onto the Earthshaker. Ogre Magi hasn't quite got the range to throw down the two Q and W. So they'll back up there. Macy KG continues to soak up the XP. Come with me. Looking to go to the bottom ring. In comes a snowball and it will just catch him. Now he gets caught and blocked up in the ice shards. The punches are coming through. They throw out the paralyzing cast. And that is a third kill on the board for the side of Crucial.
Yeah, unfortunately for Come With Me, he wasn't expecting that particular rotation. Their warding right now is kind of focused on lanes. Neither ward from Burden United actually sees the rune spot at all. So checking for rune's always going to be scary as we see this dive top lane.
There is a dive indeed, and Macy KG9, he is all alone. In comes that Fire Blast, blinking from Paris, who wants to be able to find some kind of involvement. And he will do indeed. Minuts on the Ogre Magi finding the kill in gold. One lane, paralyzing cast, and Ray Fire Blast being thrown through onto Sing Sing. Sing Sing tries to turn and fight. Is this the best idea? He gets the bash onto Tetchius, and Tetchius is going to get fairly low. Voodoo Restoration from the Witch Doctor certainly helping him out. And it looks like no one will die in this engagement today.
Yeah, the problem is, though, if both heroes are out of mana, then Burden United still have the better lane because they have 2 range versus 1 melee, 1 range. So all things considered, these trades, even though Sing lost quite a bit of health there, Come With Me, tosses him a salve, he's back up to full HP, he continues his free farm, he's got the, some of the highest CS in the game, 3rd highest, just below the Sniper, and now tied with and soon to be ahead. But if you're Crucial, these lanes being stagnant is really bad for you because Burden United, just simply put, have the better laning heroes. Like Queen, Troll, Silencer, even Ogre is a great laner, as we're going to see some more harassment being done here to Sakshka mid. And since there's no jungler, there's like not really that many moving parts. So a lot of the ganks are going to be fairly obvious, right? Somebody goes missing. It's like, well, where are they going to go?
Indeed, he do. Top lane. Macy needs to be careful. Oh, we're getting the slow and zip him from the Storm Spirit as well. They can't quite pull him back as the Fisher will buy him a bit of time. But Necroman, he's ready to dive as Minus tanks up the tower, hits, and bam! Storm Spirit finding a kill. In comes Nemo with the Ice Shards. He traps up the Storm Spirit. Storm hasn't got enough mana to actually zip away, but might be able to find the kill if Minus can get in range. He can't quite get in range, but they do find the kill on the Earthshaker. Now Sniper. Mr. Tabushka on the side of Crucial coming up to join the action. They've also got a TP coming in from the Earthshaker, and Ogre Magi gets peeped by the Assassinate. And that was a nice little easy rotation there from the Sniper.
As I said, the rotations should be obvious. The middle player left and managed to get a kill with an Assassinate, so that's very good for him. But I think they could have also killed the Tusk, but Minot's walked backwards with mana to use the Ignite. And I think that would have killed him, actually, because Necroman would have been able to get like 1 or 2 more autos and should have resulted in a kill. But Tabushka, he's onto it, man. That walking forward from Sakshka, that was incredible aggression. Like walking into the tower like that makes it very obvious that there's another guy here.
The bottom lane, Wraithkin getting fairly low to the harassment as Sing Sing. Sing Sing might, well, it looks like they were trying to bait because they turn around with the Paralyzing Cask, with the Wraith Fire Blast. Maledict as well, but they haven't really got any follow-up damage. Oh, the Ice Shard's just a little bit too short. Won't quite catch the Sing Sing. And Burden United are going to be all right for the time being. And Curse comes down again onto the side of Crucial, keeping them back, keeping them low, and they are pretty low indeed.
Well, I hate to say it, but Crucial are like overlapping their stuns so horribly in this bottom lane. Like both times we've watched an engagement, Tedious and the Witch Doctor stun at the exact same time, and oh lord, that's a dead Wraith King.
Yeah, they do have the Voodoo Restoration, and the Snowball gets 3. They could turn this around, pick up an Ogre on the way down, but Sing Sing, oh no, they can't. My nut survives. Sing Sing, he finds 1 kill. Can they find any more? Oh, he can't quite find the stun. They just move off the vision. But it did look like a nice Snowball, but Sing Sing was there to help out, making sure that with the Whirling Axes, no one could punch his nuts. Well, 4-3 now for the side of Crucial.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really nice attempted save. Unfortunately, this game, Sing is maxing his Whirling Axes, so when you go in and you come out of a snowball, if the snowball doesn't stun the troll, every single person gets blinded, and then your auto attack damage is more or less negated. Middle though.
Yep, Storm Spirit and Sniper Storm Spirit Queen of play the Sniper a visit. Now Snowball onto Paris. He hasn't got Blink for 8 seconds. Ice Shards will trap him up, and this could be a very tasty kill for the Tusk as the punches come through. And I mean, they get the Sniper, but they do lose the Queen of Pain.
Really nice for the Tusk though. I think he got almost 2 levels off that. Just barely. He was level 3, I think, when he teleported in there. So he gets 2 extra points into the Snowball, which is pretty neat. It's interesting, though, that he's leveling it, because I think Ice Shard scales better in damage. Yeah, it does, but oh well, I guess it must just be like a preference thing. Like a quarter of a second stun isn't a huge deal. It's more about the initiation of the snowball. I
mean, I guess it's because most of the time he's been finding snowballs with a lot of people involved in top lane. Come with me in a little bit of trouble. Sniper and Shaker joining forces to bring him down. Necroman playing very, very careful now, backing up because there's also the Witch Doctor here as well, looking for the wraparound. The pressure's going to be applied now to this tier 1, and Necroman sits straight back, and Sing Sing, oh lordy, he's caught in a bit of a bad place. He's going to be able to juke it out. Sing Sing, can he? Sing.
No, there's no way. There's just no way.
He's got the whirling axes though.
What? Okay.
Oh,
I was going to say, how did he just let him walk past like that? But already. He almost had enough mana to TP, but I think he was like 10 short, something like that at the end.
Yeah, he was indeed. On top lane, the side of Crucial, they tried to go for the push, but they're backed up for the time being and heading down the river to elsewhere. Minot's giving Nemo a little bit of a go here as he chases him down with another stun as well. He might be able to find this. Snowball's available to buy some time if any TPs are going to come in to help the Tusk, but there we go. There's the TP. Do they want to try and turn it around? Minot's there. It's a little bit too risky on the amount of health that he's on to go for a return Snowball. And Macy KG9 will just look to chase the Ogre back out of the jungle. And Sing Sing wants to go for round 2 on the Wraith King. He gets a Wraith Fire Blast to the face. Earthshake is coming in as well to assist him. Ogre Magi is also there though for the side of Birdie United in this kind of 2v2 engagement. Tertius, he's just going to wander on by, waltz right past him. And looking at the overall net worth so far, we do see Storm at the moment, Necroman on 4.1k, followed up by the Troll coming up to 3.9k, and then the Sniper behind. But as a whole, the 3 cores of Birdie United doing better on average.
I think, Sing.
Because a lot of trouble. Does manage to get the Whirling Axes off onto the Earthshaker and the Tusk, but the burst damage seems to be there with the Echo Slam and the Snowball drive-by. They find the kill onto the Troll, and whoa, this is being turned around massively by the Queen of Pain's involvement with the help of the Storm. They found 1 kill. They're going to be able to find the Earthshaker as well. Can they find any more? Necroman, he's got Maledict on him. He's taken a lot of damage. He will go down. No, he fights the Wraith King. He's surely going to die. He will die indeed. It's a 3-for-3 trade, and well, it's a good job that Queen of Pain turned around, because that could have gone a hell of a lot worse for Birding United.
That ulti and Scream equalized the entire team fight. Sing got caught pretty far out of position. He doesn't have lifesteal either, so he kind of just got beat down. I'm not even sure, did he get his ulti off before he died? I'm not quite sure if he had a chance.
I don't think he did actually, no.
Yeah, so all things considered, that could have gone a lot worse for Birdie United, but I gotta be honest, I mean, Crucial are doing a really good job of being able to keep themselves in this just by virtue of getting nice picks, realizing when Birdie United are out of position. So props to him.
Absolutely, 10-7. We were talking about how if the draw kind of favored them a little bit better this game, seeing the kind of skill that they were playing at in the first game, they definitely had a shot at having a better time against Birding United, and it's certainly proving to be true so far. And well, coming up to 12 minutes in, we're going to see the Queen of Pain look for the rune at the same time that, well, Witch Doctor and Sniper are here. Paris, well, you got to be careful, sir, because you might be dead with that assassination. You certainly are dead.
Yep.
Queen of Pain getting a little bit too greedy there, and just a little bit low on terms of map awareness.
As soon as he went for the rune, he was dead no matter what. Like, if you don't blink, you take too much damage, and then Maledict kills you.
Top lane. Tusk found a solo kill on the silencer.
Oh, he was level 6, that's why. He's got phase on top of it, too. So his skill build is actually one that I've never seen before.
Okay.
Like, people either go 4-1-4, which is like max shards, max sigil, 1 snowball, or they just go 4-4-0 and just go for damage. He's gone 2-3-1, which, I mean, he's playing a great game. I'm not taking anything away from the way that he's playing it. It's just, it's a little bit weird to see a build like this, but I guess Sigil is a pretty decent value point. It's like having an Orb of Venom with attack speed slow at level 1. So it's 10% movement speed slow, 30 attack speed.
And one thing you want against the Troll is certainly movement speed slow. He can be a very, very speedy young man. 12-7. Crucial, looking very good in this game compared to what we saw in the first. Mid lane, 3 heroes on both sides of the map. Maybe looking to kind of kick it off. They've both got wards on the high ground on the Dire side, so they're aware of what each other's doing at this point. Top lane, we see Queen of Pain trying to harass down this top tower, get it low, as Paris continues to find farm. But the Ogre Club, I guess, got to go straight for the BKB.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad of a choice, honestly. Like, In this situation, you're playing against like Shaker, you're playing against Tusk, you're playing against Wraith King, random coconuts are flying everywhere. Like you need magic immunity to ensure that when you blink in, you're not just gonna get punished. Let's take the bottom rune for example, when he's like, oh sick, bounty rune. Oh wait, I'm actually just dead. Not great.
Absolutely not. Necroman finding some levels and XP. Gold down here. He's on 15 and 100. 1500 gold now on top of the Treads, the Sori, and the Bassi. And mid lane, of course, Ogre Magi actually trying to find a little bit of farm to keep himself relevant on top lane. 3 heroes on the side of Crucial heading into the river. They look for an ice shard. It's not going to catch anyone. Shrapnel gets thrown out as well, just to see if anyone on the side of Burden United was hanging about. He's coming out onto Roshan. It is up. We may very well see a team attempt to take it. I guess in terms of taking it down quicker, Burden United, they do have the Troll. Crucial, they have the Sniper, the lifesteal. And, well, mid lane, in comes the Snowball onto Milenuts. Walrus punch into the sky. And Sniper's going to be able to continue to peep that one out. Top lane, Paris, he's able to get the blink off before the stun from the Paralyzing Cast comes out. But again, another kill for Crucial, and Burden United not finding anything in return.
This Tusk is single-handedly keeping them in this game.
He really is.
He has been involved in 11 of the 13 kills that Crucial have. I mean, I don't know what else you can possibly ask of him at this point. Like, he's done everything. So, all things considered, I think that if they can keep this up and keep finding kills, it's going to be great. But they haven't killed a single tier 1 yet. Sing is going for the Roshan sneak right now, which, as we've seen, Crucial doesn't have any idea because there are 3 heroes on the map showing. This is really nice from Burden United. Like, they have a hero mid, a hero top, and a hero bottom. So they probably assume it's just jungling, as we're going to see this Wraith King get his reincarnation popped.
Indeed, reincarnation goes down. They're probably ready for the fight too, because there's still a little bit of mana on the Wraith King, but well, the Necroman realizes he needs to zip out. A Sniper comes in to defend him, and that's going to mean that Wraith King is going to be okay for the time being. Well, into the Radiant jungle, we do see Troll waltz straight away. Sing looking for a little bit of fun. They do know he's here though, the side of the Radiant. Well, Tusk gets himself out. Sniper is there to help try and fight against this top lane. We see Witch Doctor and Earthshaker kind of being very aggressive. Come with me. Is he trying to eat his way through the trees? He's just around there. He's on his own though. If they look for some kind of wrap round, Crucial might be able to take him down with the help of the Death Ward. Oh, mid lane as well. Nemo's going to get caught out by Sing Sing. In zips the Storm, and this is the Tusk that's been having a brilliant game. Unfortunately, going down to the power of Burden United. There's going to be a TP in. No, there's not. Wraith King realizes it's probably not the smartest move to TP into 4 heroes, one with an Aegis. As middle tower will go down to the side of Burden United. Looks like they want to push for more here.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just go tier 2. Global coming out here to stop the Death Ward coming out from Robert, but I think Sakshka might want to go on this. Oh, not far enough of a blink, unfortunately. I thought he might have still had his haste rune, but it has long since been used. Oh,
my nuts. He's just going for a right little walk around beyond the tower. Paris blinking in. Can't quite find Robert with the nuke, and it is now out of mana. They're going to back up at the same time. Sing Sing running away from the Sniper and the Tusk that were chasing himself and Necroman down. And there's a 5-man Burden United just going to look to take down the tier 1, which they will indeed get. Fisher bringing Sing Sing low, but there's not going to be any
follow-up. Don't do it, Nemo. It's not worth it.
He's looking for the ice shards, but Sing Sing quite easily jukes them out, and will be able to keep that Aegis intact.
Yeah, actually, they could have sniped it there. They had vision of the river where they were walking up into their own woods, so they knew if they went on Sing there that at the very least they could have gotten the Aegis and just run away. But I'm not even sure if it matters much. Like, if Sing died there, it would have been a little bit of a problem. I just don't know if they're really going to be able to get any momentum from that kill, because he just respawns, and then you can't push tier 1 anyway. And Burden United still have all of their outer tier towers standing, whereas right now, like, mid and top lane just got dropped almost consecutively in favor of them. So I'd be a little bit concerned if I was Crucial right now. My safe farming Wraith King has a Midas and Treads, which Midas isn't a bad item. It's just that this Wraith King, I feel, needed to be able to force some kind of pressure, as we're going to see mid.
Peeps and a snowball and a punch into the sky. It's tough.
Nemo, man. What a player.
To be fair, I've casted a few Tusk games. I'd hesitate to say this is probably one of the best competitive Tusks I've seen, at least in a long time. He is doing absolute work across the map and proving that this hero can really be very, very powerful against certain lineups.
I feel like he kind of serves the same purpose as a Spear Breaker.
Yeah.
He can just be played from a support role. So imagine any hero who forces an engagement really hard. Tusk does the same thing. He just doesn't need farm. Uh-oh. Top lane, come with me.
Yep, there's your snowball into the ice shards and the Warrior's Punch. Sigil's going to make it very hard for the Silence to run away, and Robbie G coming in. He's going to be disarmed, the Tusk, but Robbie G finds the kill. He's got the Voodoo Restoration just to help the Tusk from getting too low. Now the smoke up from Burden United. Sing Sing and Mindnuts heading towards the mid lane. Massey, KG9 a little bit low. Sing Sing with the slow there. There isn't enough mana or the cooldown available for Fisher. And oh, the Ice Shots actually pulls Sing Sing in a little bit to help him find the kill onto the Earthshaker. Warrior's Punch though, and there are a fair few heroes here to try and turn around onto Sing, but he does indeed have the Aegis. I don't know if Crucial want to take round 2 quite just yet, and it looks like they won't indeed. They back up, and Witch Doctor and Wraith King will be able to get themselves out of it.
And in the meantime, it looks like the Necroman also died to the Shaker. So, yeah, I mean, it's really kind of weird that Burden United keep like losing out on fights. Like they lost Aegis there, they lost Storm, they killed the Shaker, right? Like it wasn't that impressive. And then they're still pressuring the map more than Crucial are. So I don't know, it's a little bit weird to see. Bottom lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a dead Titius at least once. Can Necroman go for it again? Nah, he's out of mana, but he's happy popping the Reincarnate. He's going to be back up now, coming in. Mindnuts and also Queen of Pain heading towards the bottom lane. As they change their mind as they see there's a fair few members on the side of Team Crucial coming down to defend. And as we see on the Courier, Paris now with the completed Aghanims, getting caught out by the Fisher, the Snowball, and the War's Punch, but it's not quite enough, getting away on 30 HP. Very lucky indeed. The Global Silence potentially saving them. I think it did, because the Sniper couldn't get the Assassinate off, so it did indeed save him from getting peeped there.
I don't know, it's really weird. Again, like, if you look at Sing, look at where he is. He's like, yeah, whatever. In the Fire Mansions, no big deal. On the wrong side of the map. We just saw like 3 or 4 heroes initiate onto a Queen and not get a kill. Yep. It's kind of a problem when you have to commit that many heroes and you can't even guarantee that you're going to kill the core that you go on. So as time goes on, you got like this mobile Queen. You have this Troll Warlord with S and Y and Phase who runs extremely fast, who is also very hard to kill. I think because of the Snipers, I don't want to say lack of farm, but he just doesn't do a ton of damage yet. Like, Tabushka needs a damage item to just be like, when I'm pushing or when we're fighting, I am a genuine concern for you and you have to address me directly. Like, that's really what I think Crucial are waiting for, because when that happens, you don't have to bring everyone anymore.
Oh, they're going in onto Titius, and the slows are going to be there to buy some time for the TPs to arrive. Paris with a double damage blinking straight in. Necroman trying to deal with this Wraith King who has not got Reincarnate off cooldown, so he will die permanently if he goes down, and he goes down. There's the ulti from Queen of Pain, securing the kill onto Earthshaker. Sniper was able to escape, but 2 heroes down. Burden United coming out on top of that fight. 16-11, and it's interesting the fact that Crucial, as we keep saying, they may have more kills, but in terms of map dominance and in terms of net worth on the core heroes, it's still looking strong for Burden United.
It's just the experience of the team, I think. Whenever they see a little opening, they always take advantage of it. Whereas the newer teams, they might overemphasize like ganking, or they might make not as many good, efficient plays as a more experienced team would. And I think that could just be like the culmination of all of those little things kind of adding up. The Burden United just having the presence on the map that it doesn't seem like Crucial are able to get, even though, to be fair, they've been getting some tower kills now, which is really important. I think that the tier 1s were up for a very long time, and a lot of that is due to the fact that this Wraith King just now got Blink. Like, he bought that Midas and Treads, and then he was like AFK, kinda, you know? He wasn't doing much.
Sniper top lane gets taken down by Necroman, but here comes the man himself, Demo, with a War's Punch. Necroman has got a little bit of mana, but he's... Oh, is he going to be able to make it away? No, he's not. The claws straight into his backside. Nemo finds the kill in return. So 1-for-1 there. Bottom lane, TP back up from the Tusk. This is the hero that Burden United, I'm sure, are the most scared of at this point. And Sing Sing here says, oh, let's get out of it, lads. And so does Ogre as well. Wait, no, maybe not. They want to try and tackle the Tusk. In comes Mr. Nemo, Snowball, and Walrus Punch onto Sing. The backup from Tetius with the Wraithfire Blast. And they're going to be able to punch him down. Echo Slam onto 2 with the Enchant Totem onto Sing Sing. That is going to be a kill. Again, going the way of this Tusk on a killing spree, but oh, Paris brings him down. That's going to be a nice bit of gold going to the Quad, but Quad might pay for this with a life as the Death Wall comes down on the right clicks as well. Did they get the Maledict on her? Yes, they did. That is going to be a very, very dead Queen of Pain, surely. Yep. Yes, it is. No amount of Fountain Regen is going to take you back into the positive after you've had that much damage done during the Maledict. And some nice plays yet again from Crucial, but they do lose the Tusk. But Tusky's been having a brilliant game. A nice bit of XP swing and gold swing there also for the side of the Radiant. And well, my nuts as well. Maybe in trouble. Macy KG with the blink with the Fisher. And this is some really nice play from the side of Crucial. They're going to be able to kill the Ogre Magi. Necromine can't do anything to stop them. 20-13. After kind of a period of the game where Burden United looks like they were coming back into it, Crucial still proving that they can take these fights very, very confidently.
The other big thing here is Robert is only 600 gold away from his Aghanims. And once he gets that, the Storm normally could just jump in with the Queen and be like, boom, we blow up the Sniper or something. So let's assume Global is down. Then that means that you have to worry about Sniper and a multitude of other things like Death Ward and Echo. And they're going to catch Sing out again here middle lane.
And Enchant Tome with the Aftershock passive holding me in place. Sing Sing, being a troll Warlord. Welcome to the BS, but no! Crucial, they've got the answer. They bring him down. They do lose the Earthshaker to Paris, who's chilling out in the trees. Sends a scream out, and that is going to be enough to spook Tabushka back to base. But very nice, taking down the troll before he was even able to get one kill in that little engagement.
I would have been so sad for the Shaker if he just got bashlorded into the ground. Like, I would have felt the empathy for me would have been great, but he does end up dropping to us actually anyway. I don't know. At this point, I feel like Crucial are getting close to the stage where outside of the Wraith King and the Sniper just getting hugely farmed, they're going to have a really nice spike in terms of how good their team is, as long as,
Necroman needs to be careful. Tried to go for the Witch Doctor, but quickly realized that the Wraith King was there backing him up and decided against it. Wraith King now with the armlet. Is that just so the armlet on top of the Blink and the Treads is what he's running? And the Midas, of course. So, with the Midas now, he's definitely got the potential to keep himself in line with the farm of this troll.
The big thing is, Armlet is the most cost-effective damage item for a strength hero, like bar none. So it's going to give him a lot of survivability, assuming he's good with his toggles. And in team fights, he deals a ton of damage because Mortal Strike is one of the better crits. It's 300% damage, 15% of the time. So it's quite a high chance to get a really good burst going on somebody. And with Maledict on top of that, you can kill really easy.
Bottom lane, let's see how easy they can kill my nuts, and it's, well, proof is in the pudding. Wraith King there with the crit onto the Ogre Magi. More money into Titius's pocket. 22-14, 26 minute in. I mean, we were talking about a potential upset from this kind of unknown team, and Crucial, they're certainly proving that they could very well take this game to game 3.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job of just finding the kills. That's the most impressive thing, because it's very easy to have like a superior draft and just win based off of a good late game and high ground defense, which is very common in this patch, right? But they're in a game where the team that is against them is not only favored, but has better late game. And they're just finding kills.
Fisher, Walrus Punch, Snowball to the face, and a slam from the Earthshaker with the Enchant Totem. 40 seconds down for the Silencer, and a lovely opening to find Roshan. They find the Aegis as well. Goes the way of Sniper. And well, can we have a look at those graphs, Mr. Wepas? Let's see what we're seeing coming out now. Still only 2.5k, but after that little bit of action kicks in, I'm sure we're going to see it head back to the side of Crucial. Yes, the thing is always at the same time, Troll and Queen of Pain, sorry, are keeping themselves at the top, but there's your blinking from Titius. Can they find Sing Sing? This could be a very nice kill indeed. He can't get the Whirling Axe's debuff onto the Sniper. He does eventually, and he's going to try and turn around with the bashes, with the right click onto Sniper, but it's not enough. Sing Sing is down, and that is another massive kill for Crucial.
Honestly, they can't afford to keep doing that. Because of the fact that they just got Roche, it means that tier 2s are now a possibility for Crucial. And like Chessie was mentioning before, Sniper is one of those heroes that can just go high ground for free because he stands so far away from the tower that you can just use Shrapnel and just hit the tier 3. And then the other team has to jump you. But the thing is, you don't really want to jump into an Aegis Sniper. So I feel like Burn United, they need to rein it in a bit, stop getting caught so much, and try to take more of a passive standpoint here.
Paris in the jungle, he should be right, should be able to, just blink freely. back towards his side of the map. There is a Wraithfire Blast coming in, as also Robbie G9 was looking to get the stun, but he does get silenced by the Global Silence. And, well, now it's go time. You've got yourself an Aegis. They haven't got the Global Silence. Let's power on forward. Blinking. Can't quite get the Wraithfire Blast out because he does get silenced up by the Silencer. Axe now complete on the Witch Doctor. Fisher going to hold the Silencer in place. Can he walk round? No, he can't. They're coming for the wrap round. They're coming for Silencer. They want to bring him down. Necroman zipping in, pulling a Robert United, but the Snowman is there with his snowy balls, and the Snowball will come flying in. It's going to pass by the Silencer. Will stun it. Go straight onto Paris, but now, Crucial, they're in somewhere. They're in a little bit too deep. 2 heroes going down, double kill to Sing Sing. And, well, that was the first team fight we've seen, at least in the last 15 minutes, that Team Crucial just a little bit too aggressive.
That was the YOLO ball.
It really was.
That was, we just want to go and try to fight really hard because we got a sniper with an Aegis. And I get that mentality. It makes sense. You know, let's fight. We got Aegis on this guy. But the rest of his team wasn't there. And to be honest, even though he like grabbed the Witch Doctor and he's like, let's go. Witch Doctor is a support hero. He's not really tanky.
Indeed. Well, let's fire ourselves into this to replay. And, well, we're replay on to replay. What is going on? This is the initiation we saw. So they get the Snowball off, which is very nice, avoids a bit of damage, but then it just unfortunately follows in too far, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think he used it on, it looks like he used it on the Queen or the Storm. It could have just stopped early, I guess, but either way, 2 heroes like that behind a tier 2, there's no feasible way for the rest of Crucial to be like, this is a good idea, let's fight. So, no blame there, just backing up.
Yeah, it's the first unfortunate play I'd say we've seen from the Tough Snowball, which can happen a lot more than we are seeing it in the situations where you go on someone that's able to draw you into a position where you're like, oh yeah, God, let's stop the ride. And, well, Nemo, Shadowblade on top of the phase boots, 1k gold. He's been involved in 17 of these 25 kills. Very impressive indeed. Now comes the push from Crucial. They want to try and take this tier 2. Minuts and come with me in the position to defend. Throwing the curse down onto this Wraith King, forcing him back, but they won't be able to force back this sniper. Staying away at max range, chipping away at the tier 2. Fortification comes out from the Dire. Sing Sing and Necroman, they're trying to push on a tier 2 of their own. Here comes the teleport from Wraith King. It's just Storm Spirit at the moment. It blinks in, trying to find the Wraithfire Blast, but Necroman zips himself straight away. Well, Crucial, they're going to back up. Push is coming back from Burden United. What are we seeing here? Silencer very close. Well, I would say very close. He's closing in on the Aghanim Scepter with the Midas, of course. It'll be relatively soon. Point booster Ogre Club halfway through to his penultimate item of the Ags. Now, well, come with me, Minuts, and, well, 2 other members of the side of Burden United ready to go a little bit aggressive here on the bottom lane. Are Crucial ready with the defense? Macy KG, obviously, level 13, 2 points in the Echo Slam. Blink and the recipe for what I can only imagine is going to be the 4-star. Yeah, just used to pick up that ring of regen. Well, we see 3 heroes on the side of Crucial moving as a group towards their Radiant Jungle, as they're coming up to the high ground point, but there is a Dire Observer ward. They have been smoked up, though. They do not know this is happening. Burden United, they are scattering. I think they can sense something up here. Blinking from Macy KG, but there is still the Tusk, and he's going to be able to follow through when the Global Silence is off, but no, it looks like they're not going to be able to chase this one down, but Sniper turns up with the shrapnel, with the peeps, with the headshots. Ice Shards, Minuts stuck in a very, very icy prison, goes down. Sing Sing blinking in with the BKB, fights up against the Earthshaker. That's going to be 1 kill for the Troll. Can he find any more? Snowball, he's going to protect them for the time being, and Tabushka, he's trying to peep away. Walrus Punch onto the Storm Spirit. It's not going to be enough. There's going to be assassinated onto Sing Sing, but Sing Sing, he's ready to continue chasing it down. They've already lost 3. They're going to lose 4 if Tabushka can't get himself out of here, and as speedy as he is for a little guy, he won't be able to survive. He goes down as well, and I believe we were just being shown that the Aegis might have just timed out. Weapus, wiggle your mouse around if I'm correct.
I think it was gone for a while.
It was gone for a while, yeah. Okay.
But the biggest problem there, where was the Wraith King? He's totally MIA.
He's chilling. He's working. He got the BKB.
But that's the problem,
look at that
right?
swag.
Like you need that hero. That's the thing. You can't fight without Wraith King.
No.
The lifesteal is actually a huge deal. Like 30% lifesteal for everyone who's in range. Like for a sniper, for example, that gives you a lot of added durability during these engagements. So I think maybe he was waiting for his BKB and he's like, no, don't fight. And then his team's like, oh, we have to fight. And then something happened and suddenly it was the Sad King.
We see Burning United, they were kind of struggling to break away. There was that point where it headed back towards the 0 point in terms of net worth and gold, but now we're seeing the biggest lead that Burden United have had all game against the side of Crucial. But Crucial still very much in this game. It just is the issue of the fact that the Queen of Pain and the Troll Warlord for Burden United are just that little bit ahead of the cause on Crucial. Robbie G9 smoked up. Can they catch anyone out here? They've got the Silencer and the Queen of Pain in their jungle at the moment. Tusk and Witch Doctor leading the way. Sing Sing clearing up the Ancients. They've got this Radiant Observer Ward here. They saw him walk into this. Can they burst him down? They Shadow Blade in with the Tusk, but oh, Sing Sing gets himself out of there. He really does. I don't know. Wow, did he just? I don't know how he knew that was happening. Did he just sense? They did have the Dire Ward. Maybe that because they weren't all smoked up. I guess some of them were caught out in that, and he realizes obviously the Tusk with the Shadow Blade is always going to be looking to make the initiation, and is certainly going to be ahead of those heroes that aren't smoked up.
I mean, any player who sees somebody walking directly towards them is going to be like, oh, I need to get out of here. Like a safe play is always to just get out as soon as humanly possible. Yeah. So it was really fortunate for him that he noticed it and just decided to bail. But all in all, it's getting to that point now where the Queen, the Troll, and the Storm are going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot. And honestly, against a global silence, these types of cores function so well because you're fighting with battle trance. So every single core does right-click damage. And you also have BKB on the Queen, you have BKB on the Storm, you got BKB on the Troll. So they can global, pop BKBs after the global or after the enemy team BKBs, which there's only one. So it's not going to be a whole heck of a lot scarier right now for Burden United.
Indeed it do. Well, Crucial grouped up in their jungle at the moment. The pings come out from Burden United. Do they want to try and look to instigate the fight here? Paris on the high ground. Just going to see if Crucial come in close for any kind of action. Burden United with My Nuts, Necroman and Come With Me wrapping round. They've got the full roster here, the full 5-man. This is going to be a big 5-on-5 engagement if it kicks off. And Sing Sing on the front lines. Perhaps he's looking to do exactly that. Frozen Sigil hasn't quite caught vision of him, but now smoked up as well on the edge of this. So Crucial, they're not going to know they're there because they've got the Sigil. There's your blinking from Sing Sing straight onto Tetius. Spots the BKB straight away. Necroman zipping right past the fight. He's trying to get the sniper down. The Global Silence has come through. Sing Sing, he's managed to take down Tusk. With the bashes, he finds Tetius for the first time. Reincarnate will be there. Death Ward is kind of big and it's doing a lot of damage against Paris, but Paris should be able to blink out this one. And with the BKB, it's going to be A-OK. Sing Sing kills the Wraith King for the second time. Burden United, they've only lost the Necroman, Storm Spirit, and Macy KG9 hiding in the tree lines, blinks away, will be able to TP out. And the Witch Doctor and the Earthshaker gets out. That's a very big golden XP swing. We're seeing a 1.7k gold swing, and in terms of XP, it's over 2.5k. So a very nice fight there for Burden United. And as you said, it's the point where they've got the BKBs, they've got the Global Silence, and when it all comes together like that, it's very hard for Crucial to fight into.
The Shaker needs like a Yules or ideally a BKB just so he can be prepared for the global. Because in order to get a good echo, you have to be able to remove that global. And the thing with the Yules is you can get rid of it, but that's 2.5 seconds that you're going to be spending outside of the fight. So ideally you get an item that immediately takes it off. So you can just be like, when the echo is available, I'm in. But unfortunately, I think he's really far away from that. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing Crucial get to that point where BKBs are in large quantity, whereas Burden United, they're continuing to exude the map dominance here. Like, they're all positioned right now in Crucial's woods. There's 2 heroes now walking a little bit back as Necroman also respawns. I also think that that's a great replay to watch, like after the game, if we go into the drawing table or whatever. Just because the spacing of all the heroes was fantastic. Like, they had the Wraith King isolated completely, and like the Queen and the Storm both go really hard next to the sniper and just say the rest of the team has to help him. So a hero normally like Wraith King, who's very difficult to take down with his team, he gets caught out alone and gets like 3v1'd, and he can't do anything. So very, very well played by Burden United.
Indeed. And Sing Sing now at this point, very stacked indeed. Satanic is now picked up to add to his collection of the S&Y, the BKB, the Phase, and the Blink. 37 minutes in. And now, well, with the Aegis, 5 of them ready in the mid lane. Perhaps this is time for Burden United to push, or are they going to look to play it safe and continue to farm, clean up their own jungle? And we're talking about their own jungle. We see Crucial heading straight into it for us, and they haven't got the Wraith King with them, and we have been saying that the Wraith King is pretty key to being in the fight. He's swaggering his way up there. But is he going to be there in time? A Storm Spirit and the Ogre, they haven't quite caught vision of these guys. But, well, Crucial will see them with that Observer Ward there. Robbie G, he's done. He does not want to stick around as he realizes that the entire roster of Burden United are coming in through their own jungle. So Crucial back out of this one.
It's a smart move. I mean, let's be honest, that sniper is not really that threatening. Only Mask of Madness, SNY, at this stage, like he doesn't hit hard enough. Right now, you're playing against a troll who has Satanic BKB, Blink, SNY. He's just way more farm than the sniper. And that just goes to show, again, I was mentioning it earlier on into the game, they're just more effective at using the map. Like, they're getting more farm. Their cores have more CS. Even though Crucial were leading on kills for a long time, that's all they had going. It took them so long to take any tier 1 towers, and we're going to see initiation here from Sing. No fear.
Blinking straight in onto Tetius. He has got the reincarnate, does get forced off up to the high ground. Assassinate onto Sing. Sing going to keep him back and stop him from blinking any further inwards, as he may well do. Obviously, with the Aegis and the BKB, he's ready to go ham. Top lane, the creep wave pushing him. Might get the tier 2 here on its own. Tetius, is he going to be able to get the siege creep, sir? No, he's not. The siege creep finishes off the tower. Tier 2 there for Burden United in the top lane as well. All tier 2s off the map for the Radiant. They've only taken the tier 1s from the side of the Dire. 3 heroes, Necroman, Minuts, and Sing Sing. Towards the mid lane, we see that Queen of Pain has headed back to start pushing the bottom. Necroman with the Shadow Blade closing in on Sing Sing. Sing Sing with the bashes. Walrus Punch is going to slow him down for a little bit. The global silence allows Sing Sing to go to work on the Tusker. Now in Necroman, they want to go for more. BKB pops, blinks in. Who's he going to focus? He's going to look for the Earthshaker, but he's actually managed to get up to high ground with the sniper. Necroman zapping a zoo onto the Witch Doctor. That's 2 heroes down on Crucial. Echo Slam very nice, catches out a few of them. Sing Sing and Necroman, they're low, but not low enough. Sing Sing, he's still got the Aegis. Even if he goes down, pops the Satanic. He's starting to feed back off Tetius, who's popped the BKB, and now he's trying to walk out there. The armlet's on, he's going to have to toggle it off, which is going to bring him very low. Anyway, 4 heroes down on the side of Crucial. Now Minus using up the sniper. Sniper, where's the dings? There they are indeed. There's a triple ding coming out from the Ogre. Tetius, he's back in this. He has brought back. The bash is there from Sing Sing. Bash, 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 bash. He doesn't actually find one, but it doesn't matter. He goes down to the silencer. That is a dieback from your Wraith King. Now Macy KG9 with the sniper. They find the silencer. Kill in return. 2 heroes dying on the side of Burden United, but a fair few losing their lives on Crucial, and of course the dieback from the Wraith King.
Honestly, the global is crushing them so hard. Whenever the Storm initiates, you have Storm and Queen, 2 great range heroes, like 1300 Blink, a hero who can move based on his mana pool at pretty insane speeds. So if you global, you can always force the fight. That's the great thing about Burden United's lineup. It's like some lineups suffer from their inability to take advantage of things like global or Warlock Golems, for example, when we saw Complexity play earlier. But in this lineup, as soon as the global goes out, your Storm just goes ham. Your Queen blinks in and just drops an ulti, and then the damage is dealt, guaranteed, every single time. So you can use the ulti not only as a method of counter initiation, as we see Nemo here getting caught out, but he'll Shadow Blade. And then you can also use it as a method of counter initiating. So if they initiate on you and you get echoed, you're like, oh, we just global, you know, and then we fight off that. So the utility of the silencer in this kind of a lineup is crazy good.
Sing Sing, he's going to start working towards the Butterfly with the Eagles song. At the same time, though, Sniper has picked up a finished MKB, 29 to 28. I think we're getting to the point where potentially the first time in the game, Burden United are nearly with the kill lead. XP and gold graph, it's falling quite a bit in the favor of the Dire, over 25k in terms of net gain and XP. And, well, Sniper, we talk about the high ground defense, and it certainly is there for Crucial.
It is, but again, the global is the great equalizer. So normally a high ground defense is a lot easier because your positioning is better. The enemy team has to walk into a choke point, and you have greater chances to get these big ultis off like Echo and such, right? But if they just drop a global and kill your Shaker, or drop a global and kill the Witch Doctor or something like that, you're down a hero. And if you don't have buyback, you're fighting a 4v5 before anything really kicks off. So I feel as though their lineup, like Burden United, it scales a lot better because they always have the reach to catch the sniper. They have 2 heroes who can do it. Doesn't even have to just be the Storm. It can be the Queen, or it can be the Storm, or it can be both. Yeah. So it's spooky.
Indeed. I mean, yeah, as you said, the damage on the sniper is something they need to worry about, but they certainly know how to deal with it. We've most of the time seen them go straight for that, or at least send indeed the two heroes with the biggest initiation to dispatch the sniper as soon as possible. Crucial, they're actually sending the entirety of themselves into the jungle because they have spotted Storm here. Storm's going to be fairly elusive and fairly hard to catch out. Maybe they're assuming that there is more heroes down here on the side of Burden United. But of course, Burden United, they have 3 towards the mid lane, and they do have the Silencer who's backed up, looking for a bit of farm, a little bit of gold in his own jungle. And in terms of the items that the Silencer's got now, at this point, he has, of course, got the Ags, and he is closing in on the refreshers, has the Oblivion Star working on that Perseverance. And well, Wraith King was in lane there, but does TP straight out. Paris with the Shivas, just seeing if he was hiding in the tree line, but he is not indeed. Double damage rune is available on the bottom. Is that going to go to young Necroman? Almost certainly so. Fill that up. And now that's an extra pack to his punch in the next fight when it kicks off. Sing Sing just going to look to take the Ancients. There's no Observer Ward here for the Radiant, and the Radiant's vision is very nice, but it's purely just in their own jungle. So when they look for this aggression in the mid lane and in the Ancients, Crucial aren't going to be too sure what Burden United are up to. Now smoke up from Tusk and, well, the rest of the team. This is going to be a very, very crucial team fight for the Radiant.
You had to do it, didn't you?
I did. It just slipped. I didn't want to, but I mean, when you've got a name like that, it's always going to happen. Here we go. Are they able to find anything? They go straight into the dire jungle. There are a few members of the side of Burden United here, but I'm really struggling to see this go anything less than not too great for the side of Crucial, because Global Silence is available. If they don't jump on the Silencer first, he's always going to be there to turn the fight. And they do have a few BKBs to counteract that, but I'll refresh your orb. The recipes on the courier. I believe he's still missing the Perseverance. He's only about 900 gold away from picking that up as well. Queen of Pain, Paris blinking in with the Shivas, just seeing if anyone's hiding around it in the jungle. But no, Crucial. They look to go aggressive with the smoke. They back up, but old Tusk. Hello, under the cover of Shadow Blade. Is there a gem on anyone on the side of Burden United? I'm not too sure. No, there's not at the moment. Yes, there is. No, Tusk, he's not Burden
Tusk
United.
has it.
Tusk has it himself. Now, well, it's an Invis rune anyway. What am I talking about, the Shadow Blade? He's got that as well. He's got double Invis if he needs to. Paris, a little deep, but they do have this Dire Observer Ward, so they know where Crucial are, and Sing Sing knows where to find the kill, straight in onto the Sniper. That's going to be your Wraith King going down as well once they're ready for round 2. Wraith King comes back into it. He certainly is not. He has not been prepped for that kind of aggression. That's a double kill for Sing Sing. 2 heroes down on Crucial. Wraith King without buyback. They do have the buyback available on Sniper.
Even with that buyback, I'm not entirely sure that they can really do much at this point. I mean, look at Sing's items. He's giant. Like, he can't buy anything other than bots, and they're just going to initiate right onto the Shaker. He has no chance of living through that. The Sniper buys out, but
oh boy, Sniper just brought out, and he's going back as quick as he came out. That's 3 heroes, 4 heroes down, none of them with buyback, and suddenly it looks like Crucial can't do anything to stop this. Burden United, they find the Mibrax. GG is called by Nemo. Burden United do take the series 2-0. But you've got to hand it to Crucial. For a team that we've heard nothing about in the competitive scene, they really gave it their all. And in that game, they did give Burden United a run for their money.
In the early mid-game, it seemed like Crucial were really adept at finding these pickoffs. Like, again, shout out to Nemo, the Tusk player, because he was the one who he did all the work. Like, honestly, he really just did everything. He got the first blood, he got the second blood. He was involved in 11 out of the 13 kills that they had when it was like 15 minutes in, right? The problem is that after that happened, you look at the graph and it's like, can I get a 2K lead? That's pretty fickle in like 6.83, considering like one team fight can give that back to you. So I feel as though Burden United had a really solid all-around draft. The Silencer came into way bigger play than I thought he would.
It really did.
So the Silencer for me was the pick that I underestimated and then turned out to be amazing against what Crucial had. So again, congratulations to Burden United. An expected outcome, but I would say a promising showing from Crucial.
It really is. Hopefully we'll see them again in the future in other tournaments, because if you're able to stand up to Burden United as strong as that, you definitely got hope against other kind of at least tier 2 sides, because Burden United, they are a very strong team at the moment. And especially in that second game, Yes, they didn't get the Troll Sniper, and it wasn't as strong as a draft for Birdie United as in the first game, but it's still a very strong draft, and you've just run at them with a Tusk pick, which is a real hit or miss pick. But the fact that Nemo obviously knew exactly what he was doing with the Tusk, I hope to see more of Nemo and more of his Tusk, because it's very exciting to see the hero played that way.
I just hope that people keep calling him Nemo. Yeah. I didn't think it would stick that well, but it's working.
It's certainly sticking now, so I'm sorry. Nemorianos, or whatever your real name is, Nemo is going to be sticking if we see you and Team Crucial in the future. Right, well, that is it for the second and final series of the day. Birdie United take it 2-0 against the side of Crucial. You've been listening to me, OD Pixel, here with Draskell. I believe we're going to run a few commercials, and we might see you again in a minute over on those beautiful black leather sofas, so don't go anywhere.